A multitude of spacecraft embarked on a journey into the vast expanse of outer space to explore a fresh solar system. Overpopulation had rendered Earth incapable of sustaining its inhabitants, compelling humanity to seek out a new solar system housing numerous planets. Over decades, these once barren worlds blossomed into vibrant havens under the guidance of the Alliance. Yet, amidst this harmony, dissent brewed among the independents, who rejected the Alliance's authority. They settled on remote planets, rallying against the established order. While schools propagated the independents as uncivilized, dissent found voice even among Alliance students, like River, who questioned the Alliance's strict governance, deeming it oppressive. In a surprising turn, as the teacher approached River, an unexpected event unfolded. The teacher's hand abruptly rose, and River found herself in a clandestine laboratory. There, a youthful superior officer arrived to witness an ongoing experiment involving her. A jubilant scientist revealed to the officer that the girl possessed the rare gift of clairvoyance, a talent the Alliance sought to harness for its own purposes. Out of the blue, the officer silences the doctor and gently awakens the girl, revealing himself as her brother, Simon. River wakes up, and Simon guides her away. A rescue ship arrives to aid the pair. An investigator reaches the lab, scrutinizing the records and punishing the security head for the escape. The hunt for the fugitives commences. Meanwhile, the runaways seek refuge on the independent ship named Serenity. This group of unconventional wanderers travels through the solar system, sustaining themselves through acts of theft and looting. During a particular mission, Mal, the leader of the crew, plans to include River. Although Simon disapproves, Mal asserts that he's the one who saved them and risked his crew to harbor the fugitives. Landing on a small planet, part of the crew embarks on a bank robbery. Initially, the heist unfolds seamlessly as hostages comply, and River foresees any potential resistance. The bank owner unlocks the robber's safe, revealing a lever that opens the main vault, discovered by Mal. As the team readies themselves to gather their spoils, River spots approaching danger, dreaded guests known as the Reavers. Swiftly alerting her comrades, the gang hastily exits the bank. In their getaway vehicle, they witness the Reavers mercilessly dismantling it. The independent starship finds itself pursued by a Reaver vehicle. While the crew fends off the pursuers, Zoe contacts the ship, instructing Wash to prepare for an emergency takeoff. Seeking refuge in the cargo hold, the crew narrowly survives. Despite the perilous encounter, the Reavers manage to infiltrate the ship. Quick on his feet, Mal eliminates one of the intruders. Discovering the danger his sister faced, Simon erupts in a heated confrontation, declaring their readiness to leave the ship. Mal agrees, assuring to land the couple on the first suitable planet. Tensions escalate among the crew, with some believing that parting ways with the guests will benefit the crew, while others suspect the captain of overreacting and foreseeing potential destruction. With the entire crew taking a break and planning to disband later, Mal negotiates with their customers, offering them a share of the bank's proceeds. Amidst the chaos, River becomes entranced by a vibrant musical cartoon. Suddenly, she transforms into a formidable warrior, catching everyone off guard. She unleashes her skills until Mal intervenes with his gun drawn. Simon steps in, uttering a simple proverb, causing River to abruptly fall into a deep sleep. Mal decides to return the fugitives to the ship to figure out their next steps. Handcuffing River, he presses Simon for an explanation. All Simon knows is that his sister was a subject in a human behavior control experiment, controlled by a code phrase or proverb that can halt such attacks. Tensions rise on board as arguments flare, but Mal vows to dispose of River if another episode occurs. The captain contacts a programmer to trace who triggered River's command. Reviewing the camera footage, they discover the code hidden within the cartoon. Meanwhile, Simon attempts to uncover more about what River learned from her visions. Distressed, River tearfully warns that they are in grave trouble. An operative visits Inara's residence, leveraging her close tie to Mal. The team lands on Paradise, a once safe haven where Mal still holds loyal connections, notably with a pastor. Despite the offer of sanctuary, Mal recognizes the Alliance is closing in and refuses to endanger his friends. Inara reaches out to Mal, her affectionate tone revealing a trap, prompting Mal to prepare the crew for an encounter with the Alliance. Disguised as a woman, Mal arrives at Inara's house, only to confront the operative. The operative proposes a deal, offering a ceasefire in exchange for River's surrender. The negotiations fail, sparking a battle between soldiers. Inara triggers an explosion, allowing her and Mal to escape. Jane, unhappy about the guest's return, confronts Mal, who firmly asserts their commitment to protecting the girl. In a moment of drunken frustration, Jane considers getting rid of River to restore peace on the ship, but River calms him down, diffusing the tense situation. The crew hurries towards the sound of a gunshot, only to find an empty room, prompting them to search for the fugitive. Simon remains at the door, where his sister reveals herself, But upon opening the door, she ruthlessly knocks him out. Mal discovers River at the monitors, where she repeats the word Miranda, reminiscent of her earlier seizure. It is revealed that Miranda is a mysterious planet absent from the map, known for never becoming habitable. Reviewing the plan, the crew realizes Miranda lies in the territory typically occupied by the Reavers. Despite the impending danger, the crew must set aside thoughts of the Reavers for the moment. As Wash brings the ship closer to paradise, the team witnesses the destruction of their friend's camp. In his dying moments, the pastor informs Mal that they were attacked by the Alliance army but urges him not to give up. Mal contacts the operative, warning him that despite the declared war, he won't surrender River. The operative decides to seek refuge on Miranda, even though it means confronting the Reavers along the way. Mal directs the ship to be adorned with the remnants of bodies and splashes of red paint. The strategy unfolds gradually, allowing Serenity to maneuver through the approaching enemy vessels toward the planet. Instruments confirm the planet's suitability for human habitation. Upon landing, the team discovers a settlement, eerily devoid of any welcoming party. The reason for the absence of living people becomes apparent as the crew stumbles upon lifeless bodies in various poses, showing no signs of artificial demise. It becomes evident that the residents were caught in the midst of their daily activities, unaware of the impending disaster. The crew searches for clues, leading River to a tape recording. A holographic message from a scientist reveals their ill-fated experiment on the planet, where the intended suppression of aggression using packed gas went awry. Instead, it resulted in the death of some and the transformation of others into cannibals, now known as devourers. The crew comprehends why the Alliance is relentless in pursuing River. She uncovered the truth about the catastrophe and possesses the potential to reveal it to the world. The captain resolves to release the video, but first, they must navigate through the devourers and bypass the Alliance ships once more. The team heads to their programmer, unaware that he has already met his demise by the time they attempt to contact him. Their attempt to pass unnoticed fails, and upon leaving the Reaver zone, they confront the Alliance army. In an unexpected turn, the Reavers unintentionally aid the crew by diverting the attention of the Alliance ships towards their own onslaught. Wash takes charge, skillfully maneuvering Serenity amidst the chaos, dodging explosions and evading enemy fire. However, the pursuit by the operative remains relentless. In the midst of the intense chase, Serenity loses control, and despite Wash's efforts to stabilize the ship, a tragic hard landing claims the life of the skilled pilot. Arriving at the programmer's base, the crew braces for defense. Mal heads upstairs, only to discover the lifeless body of his friend, accompanied by the destruction of all the equipment, eliminating any chance of publishing the video. Amidst the chaos, the interactive girl unexpectedly springs to life, delivering a message from the departed programmer, detailing the existence of a backup system. Meanwhile, the crew prepares to confront the devourers, who forcefully breach the door. Kaylee, upon discovering Simon's mutual attraction, resolves to eliminate their adversaries, hoping for a chance at a peaceful moment with him. The operative also intercepts the doll's message and sets off to intercept Mal, determined to thwart his plans. As the team faces off against the devourers, a firefight ensues. When the operative arrives and begins shooting, Mal reveals the existence of the recording, shocking the mercenary with the Alliance's deceit over the years. Unperturbed, the operative continues his pursuit, injuring Mal in the process as they both race toward the backup system to play the recording. As the Reavers break through the defenses, the team faces mounting difficulty in fending them off, with many sustaining injuries that Simon tends to while fighting. Mal engages in a fierce brawl with the operative, both striving to access the heart of the system. The crew takes refuge in the ship's hold, but the devourers surround them, closing in. Kaylee suffers a severe injury, and as Simon tries to save her, he becomes a target for the devourers' bullets. In a desperate moment, River falls in front of her brother, pleading for him not to leave her alone. Realizing it's her turn to act, River bravely leaves the shelter and single-handedly takes out an entire squad of devourers, preventing them from reaching her friends. Despite sustaining a sword wound from the operative, Mal refuses to give up until the signal is sent. The operative attempts a secret trick, seeking to finish off the captain once and for all. To everyone's surprise, the trick doesn't work on Mal. Defying the operative, Mal immobilizes him and exposes him to the truth. Mal triggers the recording, broadcasting it to all the planets. As the operative listens to Simon's account of how humans died and the devourers emerged, River, fragile but determined, continues to fight the cannibal squad alone. Tears well up in the stern mercenary's eyes as he comprehends the devastating reality of what has transpired. Mal discovers River's absence, but she suddenly reappears, having successfully navigated through the danger. However, the Alliance army surrounds the group, leaving them no chance of escape. Realizing the impending defeat, they bury their fallen friends before beginning the arduous task of repairing the ship, preparing to resume their lives. Despite their dire circumstances, the operative permits Maul to depart, cautioning him about the Alliance's relentless pursuit. The mercenary, grappling with a crisis of faith and direction, remains uncertain about his future. As the ship gets ready to leave, Maul assures Inara of her imminent return home, though she's uncertain about her desires. A surprising turn occurs when River takes on Wash's role as the ship's pilot and impresses Maul with her exceptional skills. Observing her, Maul feels no regret in having saved River and Simon, recognizing the sacrifices they made for each other. As they prepare to depart, despite the challenges ahead, Maul feels a sense of contentment knowing the sacrifices made for those he cared about were not in vain. And with this the movie comes to an end. Thanks for tuning in, guys.